are back like we never left because we never did leave. You got your boy Love on the Hate One, and your boy Gil is in the building. And we back at y'all with another radio call. You guys already know we finna cook. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got this Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Now, I love this fight, man, because one thing about Barrios, he comes to fight. Ryan Garcia comes to fight when he wants to fight, right? Even though he didn't really come to fight last time. I'm giving Ryan Garcia, okay, his last benefit of the doubt when it comes down to, there's no excuses in this fight, okay? He said with Rolly, oh, I didn't really train. I didn't take him seriously. The whole event was, it didn't even feel like a boxing event and all this bullshit he was saying. Well, in this fight, you're not going to have no excuses, and we don't want to hear none of that bullshit in this fight, period. All right? Same shit. Well, I ain't going to say shit to Mario Barrios because, like I said, he comes to fight. No excuses. It's going to be what it's going to be. But I really give Mario Barrios a good chance in this fight. The reason being is because Mario Barrios, he got power. He's a champion, even though he been in some very close fights, could have went either way. A lot of people thought Pacquiao beat him, but a lot of people got to understand, man, Pacquiao did look good, man, and he's still Pacquiao. I don't know why people acting like, he's not Pacquiao. Like, he's not a bum. Yes, he's older. And don't get me wrong, I feel like Mario Barrios should have won that fight. But like I said, man, that's still Pacquiao at the end of the day. So I'm not going to shade Mario Barrios too much for that. The problem is, Ryan Garcia is not no damn Pacquiao. Don't get me wrong, even though Pacquiao looked older when he fought Mario Barrios, I've seen, it was glimpses of the, in his prime Pacquiao in that fight. In glimpses, seconds here, seconds there, in spurts basically. But in this fight, you got Ryan Garcia. Man, Ryan Garcia, I feel like Ryan Garcia do hit harder than Mario Barrios. And one thing about Mario Barrios, he can be hurt. And I personally feel like Ryan Garcia, I don't know, he hasn't really shown me no power at 147 yet, because he ain't shown me shit versus Rolly. Now, we know Ryan Garcia got power, of course. We know Ryan Garcia got some serious power at 140 and 135, the lower weights. But I haven't seen no power like that. Even in the Devin Haney fight, let's not forget, you guys, he didn't put Devin Haney away, even though he should have. I feel like if it wasn't for the referee, he would have put Devin Haney away, but that's a whole other subject. I personally feel like Ryan Garcia trains his ass off. He knows what is at stake, and I personally feel like Ryan Garcia comes in the fight. I ain't gonna say stop Barrios, but I feel like he might drop him a few times. But another thing you gotta worry about with Ryan Garcia, he has a very good left hook to the body. And I keep thinking about that Tank Davis fight when Mario Barrios got stopped to the body, And I personally feel like Ryan Garcia can end this fight with a body shot. I got Ryan Garcia by stoppage in this fight, but I personally feel like it's going to be an all-out war until that point. And of course, I won't be shocked if Mario Barrios won a damn fight. Do you know who's the favorite, Gil? I'm about to check it out.
It's Ryan, bro. But at the same time, they always count out Mario Barrios, but he's always found a way to win, bro. Yeah. And I think it's kind of dangerous to count him out when Ryan has lost to Rolly. You know what I mean? I don't think he's all mentally there. So
wait, hold on, Gil, because I know you got some shit to say. I just want to say one more thing before I forget. When it comes down to the Ryan being the favorite. Well, he's the star and all that shit, but you're absolutely correct. One thing about Mario Barrios, he do show up when the odds is against him. So, like I said, I got Ryan, and that's my final prediction, but I'm interested. It sounds like you might be leaning towards Barrios. Talk to your boy.
Honestly, I am, bro, because there's a way to take away the hook. So you get in close. Don't let him shoot the hook. You counter the hook. You make him think that you're going to the body, and then you go upstairs. There's ways to do it to where he can't get close enough to hit that hook. But like you said, it's the body shots that kind of scare me with Mario Barrios. It's just you have to fight your fight and not get into that back and forth with Ryan, because Ryan's waiting for that hook to get off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't allow it, like Rolly didn't allow it, he can't do anything because that's his money punch, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm Mario Barrios, I'm sticking and I'm moving as much as possible. And when you can, you fight in spurts, you fight in combinations, see what you can do, right? In close, so he can't get that hook off.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's, like I said, it's gonna be interesting though. I just personally feel like, you know, how the fuck is Mario Barrios gonna handle those body shots? Because you know, unless Mario Barrios can keep Ryan Garcia honest, which he probably can, but man, how is he gonna handle them body shots, man? Because one thing about Ryan Garcia, he throws some vicious left hooks to the body, and I think Mario Barrios, he's been stopped to the body. He's susceptible down there, man. What you think about that?
I just think the jab is gonna keep Ryan at bay, bro. It has to. For him to have a chance, the jab has to play a big part in it. And then shooting in combination, being in close, chest to chest, not being that much at distance, because if you're at distance, he could throw that hook and it's over, bro. You have to be chest to chest and don't allow Ryan to get that hook off.
Yeah, well, that's for damn sure. Fucking Mario Barrios do got a very good fucking jab, I'll tell you that. So if he's able to keep Ryan at bay, mix it up with power shots, because it's gonna be points in the fight where, you know, that Mexican is gonna come out of Mario Barrios and he's gonna stand there and fight with Ryan Garcia. We both know it, you know. But if he can fight that perfect fight and, you know, stay on the outside and use his jab, I think he can pull it off, because that's how he was having success against Tank. You know, when he stopped having success against Tank, that's when Tank got on the inside and started welling on him. So, like I said, I got Ryan Garcia. Another reason I got Ryan Garcia is because Mario Barrios, he's on his way out. As much as I like Mario Barrios and respect him, he's like basically at the end of his career. I personally feel like Ryan Garcia, man, he could be milked for a lot. You can still, you know, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Shakur, Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn. Just imagine he's champion. It's even more money that could be made if Ryan Garcia wins this fight. If Ryan Garcia loses this fight, it's pretty much downhill for Ryan Garcia. I don't know what Ryan Garcia is going to do, you know, except take, you know, Jake Paul type of fights, or, you know, at that point he'll just be probably just a gatekeeper. He'll make money, but not like he'll make if he wins this fight. If Ryan Garcia stops Mario Barrios, gets a title, I feel like Ryan Garcia, he's finally a champion, so we could put all that shit out the window. And another thing is too, we're talking about Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao type of fight even next. He wins this fight. So much money can be made if Ryan Garcia wins this fight. That's why I feel like even though Mario Barrios is the champion, it kind of don't feel that way. You know how they say you got to clearly beat the champion? It feels like Mario Barrios has to clearly beat Ryan Garcia. So, and another thing is too, Ryan Garcia is the favorite. So yeah, Mario Barrios probably got to stop Ryan, or, you know, really whip his ass to the point where it's clear.
What I'm worried about with Mario Barrios is the mental fatigue, bro. Because he starts off strong, but halfway through the fight, he starts slowing down. Right. He starts making mistakes. He stops using the defense. So with him, it's about mental fatigue, stopping the mental bandwidth to be able to think clearly and be able to get your punches off. That's what scares me about Mario Barrios, because if he gets tired down the line, that's where he gets beat. So he needs to be ready to increase the pace as the fight goes along instead of going the other way.
Right, you know? Right. No, granted though. But one thing about Mario Barrios, he hasn't shown me no fatigue really at 147. I feel like he showed me fatigue at 140, but I feel like that was mainly because he was drained, like he said. But at 147, I haven't seen no fatigue issues going on with Mario Barrios. But like I said, it's gonna be a good fight. I personally feel like somebody's getting stopped in this fight, and man, it's gonna be a good one, because like I said, Mario Barrios he's one thing about Mario Barrios, he's usually in entertaining fights. Okay, aside from the last fight with Rolly, Ryan Garcia is usually in entertaining fights. So I feel like we're gonna get a barn burner, and I'm edging Ryan Garcia, you know. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on it.
When I say fatigue, I'm talking about mental fatigue, bro.
That's what I'm talking about
because
too.
When you start a fight,
I'm talking about both.
You're sharp, right?
Yeah.
And then as the fight goes on, your mental starts wearing down because it's a lot of stuff to take in, right? So that's what I'm worried about with Mario Barrios. It's not so much the body fatigue, but the mental fatigue, right?
Yeah, but see, the reason I put him all in one, Gil, is because sometimes the physical fatigue can fuck with your mental fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that is like, damn, I'm tired as fuck. You know, will I start throwing punches out of desperation? Will I start throwing punches? Should I, take a couple rounds off? Sometimes your physical fatigue can fuck with your mental fatigue, just like your mental fatigue can fuck with your physical fatigue. So it goes both ways. That's why I just put all of them. I put all of them in one bunch.
To me, it's like you said, it's all together. Usually, when you force the pace and you're pushing them back, it adds to it, bro. And that's when you start getting physically tired. You might miss punches. You might think that they're putting too much pressure on you. You don't know what to do. So that's why it's so important to be the one that's pushing the pace, that's going forward, that's applying pressure. Right. Because like they say, pressure busts pipes, right?
Hell yeah.
So that's my thing is, when you're a person that's watching it and they're going backwards, like if they're a counterpuncher, you're kind of scared that they're gonna wait too long to get those punches off. Mm-hmm. But when you're going forward, you're the one that's pushing the pace. You're the one that's taking control, right? So that's why a lot of guys like to do that. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's true. We both made some good points in this, and that's why the fight's gonna be interesting, man. Because we like to see how, what we're talking about, how it's gonna play out. So. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be very interesting. I do have, I do got Ryan. You got Mario Barrios. You never know. Me and Gil probably get a little, friendly bet on this or something. We'll see what's the future, coming up. But when is the fight?
Isn't it on the 23rd?
23rd.
I don't know if about February. I think it's the 23rd of February, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around there. But it's funny, Gil, that all these fights is recent. I mean, they're coming up, literally coming up. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be some shit, man. But that's my final thoughts on it. Though, Gil, what's yours?
I honestly think that they always say that Mario Barrios is the weakest of the champions, right? Mm-hmm. But he always finds a way. So that's why I'm curious to see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm with you when it comes down to the curiosity. I'll tell you that.